This video will discuss Chapter 6.6, Organizing Data Using Matrices. So matrices is just the plural form of the word matrix, and so this is what a matrix looks like. And so the idea is that we should first be able to describe the structure of the matrix. And so first we go across, and then we start talking about up and down. So we're going rows first, and then columns. So this matrix has 3 rows, and it has 2 columns. So this matrix, we would say, is a 3 by 2. Okay, and then they may end up giving you something like having this number circled. And they would ask you, so what position is that number? What position is the 5? And the 5 is in row 3, and it is in column 2. And so you would need to be able to explain where the 5 is. So this is row 3, because it's 1, 2, 3, and then it's column 2. Alright, so once you're able to identify, then what we can start doing is, once you can identify the structure, then we can start doing operations using the matrices. So if this is A and this is B, when I add them together, I'm going to end up with a matrix that is the exact same structure as the one that we saw. So it will be 2 rows and then 2 columns. And in this first position, I'm going to take, since I'm going A plus B, I'm going to go this number plus this number. So 12 plus -4 is positive 8. So positive 8 will go there. Now it doesn't matter the order in which I solve these as long as I put them in the right position. So I'll go down here. So this now is going to be added to that. -9 plus 3. This is -6. And then I'm going to take these. And that was a 2 plus -1. 2 plus -1 is positive 1. And then 7 plus 8 is 15. So A plus B would look like this. Another way we could solve it, remember this is going to give us a different answer, would be to subtract. So it's going to be A minus B. So I'm going to do the exact same thing, but now instead of adding these two, I'm subtracting. So 12 minus -4 is positive 16. -9 minus 3 is -12. 2 minus -1 is positive 3. And then 7 minus 8 is -1. So remember that in this particular example, I'm adding. In this particular example, I'm subtracting. Just be careful as you subtract when there are negative signs, as well as add when there are negative signs, what that means. But so each of these numbers comes from basically taking the A that is in the first row, first column, and adding it to the B in the first row, first column. This one is A, first row, first column, minus B, first row, first column. Okay, and then we kind of go so on. Okay, another way that you might have to solve these types of problems is multiplication. So this is what we're calling C. I'm going to go for C, which means I'm going to multiply each of the values inside the matrix by 4. So 2 times 4 is 8. -4 times 4 is -16. -1 times 4 is -4. And 9 times 4 is 36. Then down here, 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times -3 is -12. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 0 is 0. So this would be my new matrix, which would be 4C if this is C. So it's basically this matrix times 4. Okay, and then the final example I want to show you is what happens when you get something that looks like this. And this is where a lot of times students get confused. So you'll notice that the structure of this matrix of M is 2 rows and 2 columns, whereas the structure of N is 2 rows but just 1 column. So a lot of times what people try to do when they go M minus N is they subtract this and then they subtract this. But if you remember, and I'll come back to this one in just a second, if you remember from here, we took the first row, first column of A, and, well, I guess let's do this problem, and subtracted the first row, first column of B. We took the second row, first column of A and subtracted the second row, second column of B. Well, in this new example, there is no second column. So, you actually cannot solve this problem. If this is m and this is n, and they are not the same structure, you can't solve this problem. And so the way that we are writing that is simply writing the word impossible. So it is impossible for me to subtract m minus n if these are the two matrices. Sorry, that's a no. Alright, so that's all we got for you on organizing data using matrices. Just keep in mind, as you're adding and subtracting positive and negative numbers, what's going to happen to the value. And make sure that you keep the structure of the matrix the same as you operate between two matrices. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to do the problems on the bottom of the page. I'll see you in class.